All right, let's talk about estrogen. Estrogen is not just a female issue. Men have estrogen issues also, but women have more estrogen issues because that's their main hormone. Men have a lot of testosterone because men have to go hunting, cut down trees, and build things, and defend the woman in the home and all that. It's a lot of testosterone. Women have to foster life. They have to grow something inside their body. That's what the estrogen's for. It's to help grow things. So that's why women have more estrogen, men have more testosterone, but both have both hormones. The thing is, if a woman's not healthy, if she's not working correctly, if she's eating nothing but muffins and cakes and ice cream and sugar and dairy, she's going to grow something other than or more than just a child inside her. She's going to start growing all kinds of things, and ultimately one of the things that feeds on that is cancer. That's why more women die from cancer and more men die from heart attacks. Say all you want about the carnivore diet and all that stuff, but why do men get more heart attacks? Why is that their main way of death? Did you know that beer is an estrogenic? Highly estrogenic. It's got sugar and hops. Men do get cancer, and beer feeds that and makes you fat too. Kills your liver and all that, but this isn't about men. Let's talk about the women. Estrogen helps things grow. It also makes you fat. Most female issues, ovarian, cervical, breast, uterine cancers, night sweats, hot flashes, weight gain, mood swings, all that are hormone-based. When you're having a child, that's different, but most of the time, a woman's not having a child, but her body's still producing stuff. So you have to watch the extra estrogen that you take in. And dairy is one of the highest sources. You know what they give cows so they can keep producing milk? Well, a cow can only produce milk if it's pregnant. The body has to be tricked into thinking that it's pregnant, so they shoot up these cows with estrogen nonstop, around the clock, 365 days a year, pumped full of estrogen, so the body thinks it's pregnant, so it keeps producing milk. You drink that milk, you get lots of estrogen, and that includes the cheese you love, all that cheese and the butter and the white creamy sauces and the white salad dressings, all that white creamy stuff that women love. Dairy, estrogen, ultimately cancer. You don't want that. Obviously, drinking out of plastic water bottles, women think they're doing good by drinking water. Well, guess what? The plastic in the water bottles is highly estrogenic. Beer is highly estrogenic. And speaking of cows, so is beef. They give beef cows estrogen also, so they can grow faster. It's not muscle, it's fat. But they grow faster and bigger. They sell cows by the pound. So they don't care if it's muscle or fat. As long as the cow weighs a lot, they get more money for it. Pump them up with estrogen. You eat the beef, you get the estrogen. And not only is the cow injected with estrogen, but once they kill the cow and make a chunk of meat out of it, they shoot it up with salt water to increase the weight. So that 8-pound steak is actually a 5-pound steak. The rest of it's salt water. Back to plastic again. What do you wrap your food in? Saran wrap, Tupperware, all that stuff, it's plastic. Plastic gets in your food, highly estrogenic. So saran wrap, all that stuff. People talk about plants having estrogen, soy and flax and all that. Soy is, first of all, flax is 4 times more estrogenic than soy. So those of you who are okay with flax but not soy, just stop it. Don't fear soy. Soy is fine. All plants have what's called phytoestrogens. Phyto means it has to do with plants. So these are plant estrogens, okay? These are not human estrogens. These are plant estrogens. And they're very, very, very weak. They're like 10,000 times weaker than human estrogen. But they're still an estrogen. So the body recognizes it as an estrogen. And when you eat plants, the body takes those plant estrogens, the phytoestrogens, it goes into the estrogen receptors in your body and fills them up. And that's good because they're too weak to do anything. But they're still estrogens and they fill up your estrogen receptors. So now when you start taking the bad estrogens, guess what? It's like people coming onto the bus, but all the bus seats are full with the plant estrogens. So the bad estrogens can't sit down. They have to pass through and get out the other end. It's good to have plant estrogens because they fill up your estrogen receptors. And like I said, they're so weak they don't do much to you at all. So don't worry about any plants having an estrogenic effect. Estrogen is a hormone and it connects quite intimately with other hormones. So if you have a lot of estrogen, you might want to check your other hormones too because that affects your estrogen levels. For example, insulin is highly connected with estrogen. You have a lot of insulin being released, you got higher estrogen. Estrogen creates fat. Well, what creates insulin? Well, eating. What do women like to do all day? They snack all day. When you eat anything, even if it's a little bite of a granola bar or anything, a cookie, anything, your insulin goes up. And it stays up for a while. And insulin is connected with estrogen and weight gain and fat and all that. Another hormone that affects estrogen is cortisol. So stress does raise estrogen. And that's another connection there. So when you have estrogen issues, you got to ask yourself, what is messing up my hormones in general? Well, the liver, for example, is hormone central. It creates hormones, it recycles hormones, it balances hormones, and if your liver's not working right, your hormones are going to be out of whack. You're going to have unbalanced hormones, so you need a clean liver. So that means no alcohol, no fried foods, and there's some other things too in your life that affect your hormones. So one of them is obviously, like I said, insulin. So stop snacking all day. Eat within a certain window and then don't eat the rest of the 24-hour period. Have 2 big meals. If you're trying to lose weight and improve your hormones, have a big breakfast and lunch, but skip dinner because a big dinner is what makes people fat. And most importantly, don't snack in between. Resist everything you have to snack. So just have a big breakfast and a big lunch and then nothing else, anywhere else in that 24-hour period. Watch how much better you feel. If your hormones are fine and you're not trying to lose weight, then skip breakfast and only do lunch and dinner. Another thing that messes up your hormones is sleep. That's another thing people tend to not take seriously. So you need good sleep because sleep is when your hormones rebuild. Now, I know some people take my night formula to help rebuild their hormones, and it does work for a lot of people, but it works even better if you actually do the right sleep process. And that means really allowing your body to sleep. And it can only sleep when it's not doing anything. So what is one of the things that messes up your sleep? That keeps your body busy and so it can't sleep? That's food. It's digestion. 80% of your body's energy goes to digesting food. People think when they stop eating that that's when fasting starts. No, it takes 4 hours for that stuff to get through your digestive system and start to settle down. Let's say you stop eating at 7 p.m. The last bite of food goes in at 7 p.m. What's 4 hours of that? 8, 9, 10, 11. That means you don't start fasting till 11 p.m. That's when sleep can actually happen unhindered. But what do most people do? They snack right up to the moment they go to sleep. They have that last bite before they go to sleep. Well, that means 4 hours after you take that last bite, your body is going to be awake, digesting and processing all that food, even if it's a little snack, especially carbs. Oh my God, the carbs, that's a source of frustration because it's so hard to stop people from snacking. But try to stop snacking at least 3 hours before you go to bed. Shoot for 4. 4 hours is the magic number, but at least 3 hours. Stop drinking 2 hours before bed because you don't want to get up in the middle of the night to go pee, and that's going to mess up your sleep pattern also. This is the most difficult thing. It's not just what you eat, but when you eat and getting a proper sleep. Then there's the going to sleep. When do you go to sleep? The earlier you go to sleep, the better the hormones will be. You gotta be asleep by 10 p.m. to really get decent sleep. Now, I know there's people that have night shifts and all that. I'm not talking about them. If you got to do it, you got to do it. But most people, if they really wanted to, they could go to sleep by 10 p.m. But most people go to sleep at what, 11, 12? Be asleep at least by 10. Shoot for 9 if you can. That's even better. Every hour before midnight where you go to bed earlier is going to be that much more powerful for you to rebuild your hormones and your life and not have estrogen issues and things like that. You want to lose weight and have your hormones balanced? Go to sleep early and stop eating 4 hours before that. It's as simple as that. Stop taking hormone replacement therapy and just simply go to sleep earlier and stop eating 4 hours before that. You will live longer. You'll look better. You'll wake up rested. You won't have those dark circles under your eyes because you couldn't sleep because you ate late. I cannot push this enough. If you want to have good hormones, stop eating 4 hours before you go to bed and go to bed by 9 or 10. That alone can dramatically change your life. So stop snacking, stop eating late, and go to bed early. Another important factor in hormone health is sunlight. Researchers in Sweden followed 30,000 women over 20 years and found that the women who avoided sunlight in the summer were twice as likely to die as those who sunbathe every day in the sun. Sunlight may actually reduce breast cancer by 40% and ovarian cancer by 80%. Those who are afraid of skin cancer need to watch my sunlight video because healthy people don't get that. Those who have bad diets do. And what's really amazing is the 4 biggest things that affect your hormones other than diet are free: sleep, sunlight, stop the stress, and you need to exercise and stay active. And those are not things you pay for with money. There's so many more things for estrogen issues, and I could sit here for hours and hours and talk about it. But I just want you to know the main thing is stop the dairy, please. The cheese, the milk, the butter, the white creamy stuff, all that stuff that you love so much. I know bread and cheese are the two big, bread, cheese, and sugar are the three big things for women. If you want to get better in your life, stop the dairy, the wheat/flour, bread, and sugar. Take care of those three things and watch what happens to your life. Watch how you become a new person. Men, the beer and the alcohol and the meat. Speak of the alcohol, women and their one glass of wine. My one therapeutic glass of wine, well, that's estrogenic. It kills your liver. Wine is not good. Stop the wine. Once a year, fine. Have some to celebrate if you really need it. But no, that one glass of wine a day or a couple times a week is killing you. You don't want that. Again, back to estrogenic again. I know this isn't stuff you want to hear, but I want you to get better. And I want you to realize what you need to do to get better. Just do it. Stop the dairy. Stop the wheat and the sugar. So what's left to eat, right? I mean, that's all you eat is bread, cheese, and sugar. There's so much more out there. That's why Kara and I created the cookbook, to help you eat all the foods that you love, but the healthier versions. We show you how to make cheese. We show you how to make creme brulee and chocolate cake, even Pop-Tarts. We show you how to make cookies and all the stuff that you love, but the healthier versions of them. It might be a bit more work, but do you want to live? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to be beautiful again, inside and out? Well, then do it. No excuses. All right. I hope this helped a little bit. By the way, there's a lot more to this than just what I'm rambling off here. So get the Female 1 ebook. That's for pre-men. And then the Female 2 ebook is for post-menopause. And there's also 80 other ebooks on any health condition that you can think of. And of course, the Heal Yourself 101 is the core book that outlines how to change your life, what to eat, even gives you a shopping list, gives you a checklist of what to stop and what to start, tells you what to do, how to do your stretches, and importance of relationships. The way you think and feel is very, very important. I want you to get better. That's what this is about. I want you to have the healthy life. I'll see you in the next video.